So now we have this. So the first thing that we want to see is where our yellow center is, this little part. So once we found a yellow center, the first thing is to make something called the daisy. So this is the daisy right here. So it's called the daisy because it has a yellow center, like the daisy flower, and four edge pieces, four white edge pieces specifically. So the first thing we want to do is to make this. So now how do we make the daisy? So first we want to locate the yellow center, and then we want to locate all the white edge pieces. For example, this one, there will only be four. So there'll be this one, let's see, there's this one, and this one. So now we have to put them all in. So now this one, it needs to be facing the other way so that the white part is on here. But it's not like we can just take it out. I mean, we can, but that's not ideal. So what we would do is turn it like this and then do this. You see? Sense. So this white piece, we would make it go like this and then like this so that it would be aligned. So now these white pieces can be anywhere. Now this one is pretty obvious. You would just do this and then it's aligned. So we have two petals there. This one here, let's just see, same thing. So we just turn it to the side and push it back up. So now this one, same thing. So this one, since it's the last one, and if we do this, then it'll just push the other one and go for an infinite loop. We're just gonna do this, put it to the, just put the middle, like twist the middle, and then it's here. So then we can flip it back up. So again, if it's like this and it can't go, then you would just do this and then flip it back up. Okay, so now we have the daisy. So here we can see the yellow with the four white edges, which are the petals. So now the next step is to do the white cross. So now this is what our white cross is going to be looking like. It's the same thing as the daisy, except instead of yellow in the center, it's going to be white. So it's going to be the white cross. So now how we do this? Okay, so we're back to the daisy. So now how do we make this white cross? So yellow, you should know this is common knowledge, that yellow is always on the top or the bottom of white. So white is just opposite to it. So here's yellow, on the opposite side is white. So here you can see yellow and then white. But then we have to make it like this piece should be aligning with this piece, meaning they should be both the same color. So this should be the same color as this one. So we just keep turning only the top face until so this is red, so we have to keep finding until we find a red. Okay, we found a red. So now this and this is red. That's exactly what we want. And now since we want the white cross and white is just below it, we will turn it, this is yellow, it's aligned, then only we will turn it 180 degrees, like the front face, 180 degrees down to this. So we've got one of them for the white cross, and that too, it has to be aligned. So we continue. This is green, so we just turn it all around until we find green is aligned. Then we turn it 180 degrees. Now we got two. Now if we locate, then you see this is blue. So where's the blue? Right here. Now we put it down 180 degrees. The last one here, so it's already there. So now we just put it down. So now you've made the white cross. Now what we want to do is we want to put the corners in place. So how we're going to do it is to do this first layer first, then we're going to do the second layer, and then finally the hardest part, which is the third layer. So first, the first layer. So we've got the white cross, and now we need the corners to come in, all four of these corners. Okay, so how we want to do this is, we want to locate a corner on the top, and only on the top, because, so we just want to locate a corner on the top with white on it. Only the corners with white. So this is a corner, this would be an edge, this piece. So we would want it to be a corner. So a corner with white so that it would align with this white, making the white face, right? So we want to locate any white corner. We found a white corner, so we just twist it until we find all the colors: white, red, green, and red. So now white is here. So now I've put this piece in between white, green, and red. So meaning the centers. So now that this is in place, right? White, green, and red. So for example, this is blue, orange, and white, right? So we would find, okay, blue, this is blue, orange, and white. So we just want to move it into the middle of these three colors. So now we have red, white, and green. So now, any way that this is facing you, the white should always be on the bottom. So now this is here. So now since the white is facing our right side, then we are going to do the righty algorithm, which is up, to the left, down, to the right with our other finger. All right, so, and then now we can see that this corner is in place. So now we want to continue that. So now here we have a rare case, which is this blue-orange, where the white is facing the top. So we want to do the righty, if you're righty, 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And now we can see that this corner is in place. Now we just do this for the rest of them. So now we can see white, orange, and green. So we locate, right? White, orange, and green. And now since it's facing on our right, we would do 1 righty, and now we have it. Now the last one. So now if this is in place but it's not in place, it's supposed to be like this, my bad, then we just want to do a lefty or a righty to get it back to the top layer. And then same thing, since facing towards the right, you would move it in, remember? So you can rewind the video back to see what the righty is. So now we have officially solved 1 layer of our cube, right? So now the next part is we want to move on to the edges, these pieces, to solve the whole entire second layer. So now what we want to do is the edges will always be on the top, the correct edges. So now we don't want a yellow edge, because the yellow is on the top. Always know that the yellow will always be on the top during your solving, and that's why we don't want a yellow piece here, because the yellow pieces only can be here if we want the Rubik's Cube to be solved. So we can't have a yellow piece in here. So we want the blue and red. This is blue and red, so there'll be a blue piece here and a red piece here. There'll be a piece like that. So we want to locate it. Okay, let's move on to some other one. So let's just find anyone on the top, this edge that doesn't have yellow in it. So for example, this red and green one. So we'd want to move it until we find red. These two are aligning, and green is on this side, on our right side. We want to move it to the opposite side of whatever color. So say for example you have blue and green, and this is blue, for example, and this is green. Then you would want to move it to the opposite side of green. In this case, this is red, this is green. Green is on this side, so we would move it to the opposite side. Just like the top layer. So red aligned, green to the opposite side, and then we would do 1 righty and then 1 lefty. Got that? So 1 righty here, turn the cube, 1 lefty, and now we can see that it's in place. So now we want to do that with all of them. So orange and green, we want to locate orange. Nice, orange is aligned, green is on this side, so you would move it to the opposite side, which is blue. Here, 1 lefty this time and 1 righty, because we moved it to the opposite side. Now we can see that that's in place. Same thing, we have blue and red. I'll quickly do this. Red is on this side, so we would move it to the opposite. 1 righty and 1 lefty. Then we can see that you've officially solved your first layer. Your first, my bad, not your first layer. Your first 2 layers. So now all we have left to do is the top layer. So what we want to do is to get the cross, which is already here, which is a big coincidence that can happen. So in this case, I'll just teach you the cross, but first I'll be teaching you the cross scenario, but it comes very rarely, and later in the video I'll be teaching you all the other scenarios that can happen. So right now we have the cross. So now what we want to do is we want these to align, right? So green, we want this to be orange, we want this to be blue, we want this to be red, so that it looks solved. But right now it's all jumbled up. So now we have green, right? So now we want to keep turning the cube. So let's say green. We want to see if 2 of these are in the right place, just 2 of them. So green, and this is not a line, no. So we'll turn it, find the blue. So now we do the blue, now we find it. So blue, on this side, no, nothing. But on this side, it's already aligned. So we have the blue pieces and the orange pieces. So this is what we want. When there are 2, these are the 2 aligned. So we want to keep them on our back and our right side. And then we would do this algorithm. Up to the left, down to the left, up to the right 2 times, and down. Alrighty, got that? You can rewind and go back if you didn't understand that, slow it down maybe. So now we'll have this, the second layer will still be solved if you did this correctly. So now green, we want to align it. So we find green, and then if you align one, you will see that every single one is aligned just because of that one algorithm. So now this corner is already in place, which is also another case that can happen. If one of your corners is in place, like in the correct position, then there are a few things we can do. So now these 3 are the only corners that we have left to deal with. So now if this is solved, we want to keep it to our left, and we would do this algorithm, a different one, up to the right now, to the opposite, then left side up to the right, down to the left, down to the right. Got that? So now we should see that this will still be in place. All of these are still not in place, meaning in the correct positions. I'll tell you what that is later. So now we just repeat the same thing, the solve run. Since nothing is in place, since the solve one to the left, this to the right, up to the left, down to the right, to the left. Alrighty, so now you can see that we have 2 solved, which is rare but can happen sometimes. And now we see that these are all in place. In place, I don't mean solved, but in place I mean that red, green and yellow, it's in place, red, green and yellow, like in this spot. So if this was in this spot, it would not match. And then this is orange, yellow, green, and it's in the orange, yellow, green part. So now what you want to do is, since these are all in place, we just have one step left to do. You can twist the corners, which is bad, so we won't do that. So since this is on our top yellow, we want to turn the cube 180 degrees so that these 2 unsolved corners, you can have 3 unsolved or even 4, but just make sure they're all in the right place. You just want to keep doing the lefty or the righty depending on if you're lefty or righty. I'll do the righty so that it's easier for you guys, even though I'm a lefty. So just keep doing it until this yellow spot faces down. So yellow should be here. So the righty, sorry, my bad. So just keep doing it until you see the yellow going down. So now our yellow is here and it's in place, but the rest of the cube is unsolved. Don't worry about that. Now since this is here, we want to turn it and then do the same thing. Just keep doing all the righties until it's facing down. And then you turn it once or twice or whatever your scenario is, and then you've officially solved your cube. So now there are many other scenarios which I'll be teaching you now for the yellow part, but overall this is the main part. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.